So one of the things that's been freaking me out quite a bit is let's call it the fascistification, man, that's a mouthful, of U.S. society. We are seemingly on a daily basis going further and further and further into the abyss, and it feels like there's no getting out of that abyss. That's how bad it is. So on Fox News, Brian Kilmeade said something which is absolutely disgusting, even by Fox News standards. I mean, this is like way, way worse than your average Fox News bullshit. Listen for yourself, then I'll give you some updates on it. Here we go.
They have given billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
They're talking about homeless people, he says, or give them involuntary lethal injections. Just kill them. So first of all, he says that so casually and so nonchalantly, like it's absolutely nothing. Like fucking swatting a fly off his arm or some shit. And then take note, he says that, and look at the reactions of the other two dipshits on the couch. Watch.
I give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
So one of the guys goes, yeah. And then she moves on to, well, Brian, some other point. He calls for mass extermination, genocide of homeless people, involuntary lethal injection, just kill them. He says, quote, just kill them. And that's the reaction. Nobody bats an eyelash. Nobody shudders. Nobody goes, whoa, what the fuck? What? Nothing. Look, maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm crazy. But my sense is if it was 13 years ago and somebody said this, Brian Kilmeade would be fired. He would be fired. There wouldn't even be any ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, there are very few rules. In this country, you can say, you're supposed to be able to say almost anything, short of direct threats of violence. This is as direct threat of violence as it gets. Like, mass exterminate all homeless people, just casually calling for that. By the way, at the same time, Brian Kilmeade is not losing his job over this. You have people getting fired because they directly quoted Charlie Kirk after his death. Showed people what Charlie really thought on various issues after his death. So you're not allowed to disagree with the slain Republican pundit, because that'll get you to lose your job as a teacher or a plumber. But a guy on national TV can call for genocide against all homeless people, no problem whatsoever. So he actually, he came out and apologized, or somewhat apologized. Let's listen to what he had to say. Here we go.
And it actually happened when we were together on Wednesday, Lawrence. In the morning, we were discussing the murder of Irina Zaruska in Charlotte, North Carolina, and how to stop these kinds of attacks by homeless, mentally ill assailants, including institutionalizing or jailing such people so they cannot attack again. Now, during that discussion, I wrongly said they should get lethal injections. I apologize for that extremely callous remark. I'm obviously aware that not all mentally ill homeless people act as the perpetrator did in North Carolina, and that so many homeless people deserve our empathy and compassion.
You said it with your whole chest and you meant it. And now you're just saying, no, I mean, never mind. That's what he's saying.
Thanks, Brian. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Right, more Fox in the weekend.
Way to hold him accountable. Thanks, Brian. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, my God. All right, just so we're clear, y'all, there's nearly 800,000 homeless people in this country. That's the official number. There's over 30,000 homeless veterans in this country. Over 30,000. He said, kill them all. Kill them all. I think the thing that I struggle to wrap my mind around is that in conservative circles, they genuinely don't view these people as human. In the same way they don't view Palestinians as human. In the same way that they don't view anybody who's the target of U.S. imperialism and drone strikes and whatever, they don't view them as human. And so that is how you get in the mental state and the mental framework to allow yourself to say such words on air and think nothing of it, is that these are fully dehumanized people. When they see a homeless person, all they see is this zombie stumbling through life, right? Basically, like, no human emotions, has no life, no history, no hopes, no dreams, no family members. They don't see a story of, hey, this guy was a husband and his wife died of cancer very young and he had a mental health episode and he couldn't pay the mortgage and now he's out on the streets. They don't see that story. They don't see the story of, hey, this person's homeless simply because they didn't have enough money, they couldn't pay the bills, so they were living in their car, then their car got repoed, and now they're out on the street even more than that. They don't see human beings with complex, detailed, nuanced stories that explain exactly how they got where they are, because we live in a country which criminalizes poverty. Criminalizes poverty. Which is crazy because we also have a country where if you work full time and you get paid the minimum wage, you still don't make enough money to survive. We have tens of millions in this country that are working poor. I know it should be an oxymoron. That shouldn't exist, but we have working poor people in this country. He doesn't see them as fellow human beings. He doesn't see them as fellow Americans. He doesn't look at a homeless person and say, with a slightly different roll of the dice, that could be me. He doesn't see that. He sees a piece of shit. He looks at poverty like it's a moral failing. He looks at poverty like you didn't work hard enough. You didn't pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You didn't go full hardcore individualist and, pave your own way successfully. You're not entrepreneurial enough. You don't have that try-hard spirit enough. That's what he sees, even though that's total fucking bullshit. That's total bullshit. A lot of it is, are you part of the lucky sperm club? And then guess what? You're going to have an easy life and you're going to cruise, right? And if you're not part of the lucky sperm club, one fucking medical bankruptcy and you're cooked. It's over. He doesn't see him like that. Doesn't see him like that. Doesn't care. Didn't get fired for calling for mass involuntary lethal injection. Also known as a Holocaust. Also known as a genocide. Also known as a mass extermination campaign. He literally said, quote, kill them all about homeless people. This country's cooked, man. At some point, we lost the basic values of what it meant, not just to be an American, but to be a human, right? Just this idea that you should value truth, you should tell the truth, you should believe in empathy and sympathy and trying to lift everybody up and create a society that is egalitarian and fair and gives people a decent shot at living a good life. At some point, those values became viewed as pussy values, weak values. And people like Brian Kilmeade support a vicious, hierarchical, dog-eat-dog world. He supports a fascist framework. He thinks that's what makes sense and that's what we should live in. And so when he calls casually for the murder of 32,000 U.S. veterans who are struggling with PTSD, who are out on the streets, he thinks nothing of it. You're weak. You're weak, so we got to cull the herd a little bit, and you're first to go. Don't care that you serve this country. Don't care. Don't care. 800,000 homeless people. Don't care. It's your own fault. Blame yourself. Don't look at the billionaires who stole over $50 trillion from the bottom 90%. Don't look at the multinational corporations who've rigged our system, our democracy, since at least the 1970s and onward, and made it so that they get more subsidies, they get more tax cuts, and we destroy the social safety net and cut it on a daily basis, take away your health care, take away your welfare. Don't look at that. Blame yourself. Look in the mirror. Blame yourself. Even though the system's rigged, even though it's biased in favor of billionaires, even though it's biased in favor of corporations, it's on you if you're in the streets. It's on you. So there you have it. Casually calling for a genocide on Fox News and no problem whatsoever. Give a half-assed apology. Move right on. Move right on. Meanwhile, God forbid you quote Charlie Kirk after he dies and just put his own words with no commentary of your own. You can get fired. You can get put on a fucking doxing list. Some people, there was a woman who got arrested in Texas for mocking Charlie Kirk after Charlie Kirk died, and Greg Abbott bragged about arresting this person for their free speech. But no, if you're doing it in service of fascist conservative ideals, well then it's totally fine. You could say, hey, you said kill homeless people, throw in another minority group there tomorrow, see how that goes. Maybe you'll get away with that one too. In between bouts of defending the mass killing of Palestinians, You can argue for the mass killing of homeless people, and then maybe throw in there, argue for the mass killing of some minority group you don't like. Huh? That's what's next. Nobody bats an eyelash. Nobody cares. We move on like we're not rapidly becoming a brazenly fascist country. In fact, we're not becoming it. We're already there. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.